let's move on to the post office, right? Because
don't get me started.
I don't know if you heard the big news that the post office is cutting its Saturday delivery, right? Well, let's go to the big news. Here's what Wolf Blitzer has to say.
After 150 years, the U.S. Postal Service plans a halt to most Saturday mail deliveries. What it means for you?
I'm guessing it means I won't get mail on Saturday.
That's exactly what it means. Very good.
Am I close, Wolf? Am I close? Is that what it's going to mean
Wolf
for me?
pieces together the evidence.
All right, so then they go on to do their story. And here's the CNN story explaining what happened to the why they have to cut their Saturday delivery. Here's the CNN's report.
With more and more people paying bills over the internet and using email instead of snail mail to keep in touch, the Postal Service has seen big losses, nearly $16 billion in 2012. Officials say moving to 5-day service will save $2 billion a year. A 2006 law requiring the service to prepay health care benefits for future retirees has added to the financial strain. The Postmaster General says Congress needs to help the service solve its money problems.
Okay, so that was pretty much the base, the crux of the report. And I don't know if you noticed what they glossed over. So what they did was they made it pretend that the financial problems of the post office are being caused by people using email more now. But what the real problem is, which they glossed over, the real problem lies in a 2006 bill that was passed in Congress during a lame duck session on a voice vote. And what was that bill? That bill mandated that the United States Postal Service pre-fund future retiree health benefits for the next 75 years.
No.
And they had to do so within a decade, an obligation that no other public agency or private company faces. That's roughly $5.5 billion in annual payments since 2007. That's $21 billion in total. And that's the difference between a positive and negative ledger for the post office. So what they passed in 2006 during a lame duck session, after the Republican Congress had just gotten voted out, they passed this thing on a voice vote.
On a what?
On a voice vote. They didn't even vote on it individually, so you can't track how people vote.
They just said aye.
Voice vote.
Yeah.
And the vote was that to do what I just said. So all of a sudden why did they do that? Where did they think up this scam? So this scam was made to bankrupt the post office. The post office, which in 2006 was not running a deficit. The post office paid for itself, ran perfectly. Everyone enjoyed it. And what did they want to do? Let's kill it. So I thought it was the Republicans who killed it. I'm like, oh, it's definitely the Republicans. Well, it was. But guess who co-sponsored the bill? Henry Waxman. Really? Henry Waxman, the Democrat, co-sponsored the bill to do this to the post office. So all I can think is that Henry Waxman is golf buddies with the head of UPS and FedEx. Because that's what this is. This is about privatizing the mail system. And that's all about this. So it was not just the Republicans. This is the Republicans and the Democrats. They both did this. This is what's wrong with government, right? So the Republicans say government doesn't work. And to prove it, they took the part of government that works great and pays for itself, doesn't take any tax dollars, and they bankrupted them on purpose.
Wow.
So, and that would be the part of the story that CNN missed. That would be the part of the story the Washington Post missed. That would be the part of the story the New York Times missed. That's the part of the story the media missed. And did you want to say something, Steph?
Yeah, I think, isn't the Pentagon running in the black?
Oh, no, they're making money.
Yeah, they're
okay. Not. Yes. So, and let's be clear about something, okay? The post office is a public utility, and it's a public utility for a couple of good reasons. Think about it this way. Roads are a public utility. What if roads were an entirely private enterprise? Well, it would probably cost a goddamn fortune to drive any substantial distance. Furthermore, the roads would only go where it's overtly profitable for them to build a road to go. Again, look at the cable companies and look how they didn't pay to run fiber optic lines, because the poor don't need the internet in order to participate in the economy, right? And with all public utilities, the post office is, of course, a fascist communist plot against wholesome companies like UPS and FedEx, at least in the sense that it creates price controls for the entire shipping market. One of the core industries in any functioning economy. You have to set price controls. And never mind that without those price controls, FedEx and UPS could hold a gun to the head of the entire nation and ask for any amount of money they would want to send Granny her insulin. And never mind that the history shows us over and over that is exactly what they would do. That's what they would do. Again, look at your cable bill. So just keep in mind that what the post office had to do, no other company has ever had to do this. No government agency has ever, nobody has ever had to do this. It defies logic and every reasonable financial practice ever. Can you imagine if the post office had to pay any of its major expenses for the next 30 years in one lump sum ahead of time? They don't even like to pay their workers full-time benefits as it is. If they had a prepay, well, I'm pretty sure we'd see the CEO announcing a move to a more slavery-based business model, okay? So this, of course, is one of those policy wonk clauses that the Republicans get into spending bills in order to favor their campaign contributors. But it wasn't just Republicans. It was also Democrats. However, if their actual constituents ever found out what they were doing, they'd all torch them with a pitchfork. I'm just saying, I've never heard of a congressman at a rally claiming that one of his major accomplishments was to severely cripple something that every normal person relies on. Hey, we're going to kill the most basic form of communication. Also, Social Security and Medicare. Soon your drinking water is going to be a game of Russian roulette. USA! USA! So the CNN, actually during the report, they went and they talked to the Postmaster General. Now, this is one of the most important jobs in the country, a position held by Benjamin Franklin at one time, no less. So here's the current Postmaster General, Patrick Donahoe, and here's what he had to say about what the problem with the United States postal system is. This was on CNN.
I would like Congress to do a number of things: resolve health care issues for us, instruct the Postal Service to take their own health care plan, get out of the federal system, refund our federal employee retirement system, and just not say anything and let us move ahead with the 6 to 5 day of mail delivery.
Okay, so I don't really understand what he just said. It sounded pretty mealy-mouthed. He didn't say what the real problem was. I wonder why he didn't say what the real problem was. Oh, turns out he did. But CNN didn't air that part. Here's what he said that same day.
And of the $15.9 billion loss, $11.1 billion was due to the amount that we are obligated to pay the Treasury to pre-fund retiree health benefits. We had to default on those payments because we did not have the funds.
Okay, so CNN did not air that part. They didn't air that. That's true. They didn't.
Sounds like a conspiracy.
And in case you haven't heard us say it enough, the news media, they really suck at their jobs. In this instance, they asked the question, hey, why does the post office need to eliminate Saturday delivery? Then in order to answer that question, they seem to have just guessed and reported that, it's because of the emails. That's what it's about. Now, they could have asked the Postmaster General what he thought, seeing as he posted a video of himself explaining this. And he seems to be available for an interview. They could have gone and found the numbers at the CBO. They could have called a few economists who pay attention to the postal industry, but all that would have taken time and energy, and who cares anyway, right? They were just being efficient. It's the internet, and that's kind of shit. That's what's bankrupting them. Explanation complete. Yeah. I love the way CNN fails to cover the story responsibly and then shows us this lady almost as an example of the ill-informed American this sort of reporting produces. They showed this little clip. Here's a woman, and they asked her, what did she think of it?
They need to make cost-cutting measures. I mean, they've been running in the deficit for quite a while.
And that's what you get when you listen to CNN and you turn to them for news. You get a woman like that who has no idea what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, the post office, they just must be in deficit because, well, that's what they've been telling me on the news without explaining it to me. That's CNN, and of course, nobody thought to correct her or inform her with the information that are at their fingertips. But that's CNN, It would be nice if someone would do that, if inform their viewers. It would also be nice if CNN had, say, a foreign bureau. I look forward to the day when CNN just goes all sports or Spanish language music.